Hello, a very good morning. Welcome to the Mega News of 6. News coming to you live from 10th Avenue Extension, Greater Estates. And this is MBN TV. My name is El Samuels. The news is also live across all our social media handles on MBN 360. The headlines.
Government releases funds to clear 2025 rent arrears for security services. In business, government lifts DDEP-induced restrictions on domestic bond issuance. And on the international front, Trump says U.S. took last best chance to hit Iran as Qatar reports shooting down Iranian aircraft.
The Ministry of the Interior has announced the release of funds to settle outstanding 2025 rent allowance arrears owed to personnel of the Ghana prisons, Ghana National Fire Service, and Ghana Immigration Service.
In a statement issued by its Public Affairs and Communications Unit on Monday, March 2, the ministry said the payments covers all eligible officers across the three services who were affected by the delay. The ministry expressed appreciation to personnel for their patience and understanding while the government worked to address the arrears. It also disclosed that measures have been introduced to prevent future delays, announcing that the rent allowance payment system has now been mechanized. According to the ministry, beginning March 2026, rent allowances will be processed and paid together with officers' monthly salaries. The ministry reaffirmed its commitment to improving the welfare of personnel under its supervision, and it would continue to work closely with the Ministry of Finance and other relevant stakeholders to ensure the timely payment of all entitlements.
The Ghana National Ambulance Service has revealed that processes are underway to secure 400 new ambulances and 500 medical motorbikes to improve service delivery and response.
According to the service, the ambulances will come in various categories, including pediatric ambulances, basic life support ambulances, advanced life support ambulances, critical care ambulances, and ICU ambulances, among others. The motorbikes will help personnel navigate traffic during emergencies, which they said often hampers their operations, and will also enhance response time and critical interventions. Speaking at a press conference on Monday, March 2, the Chief Executive Officer of the National Ambulance Service, Dr. George Kojo Owusu, explained that although specific timelines cannot be provided at this stage, the procurement process has been initiated to acquire the fleet. As we speak, we are at the decision process, and procurement of that magnitude of ambulances takes time and involves a lot of negotiations, so timelines cannot be given now. When we get the timelines, we will make them available to you, he said. He further called for measured criticism of the service, citing recent media backlash. He noted that while the institution faces challenges like any other organization, it is not in crisis as has been portrayed.
A 42-year-old woman and her 3 children have drowned in a water-filled Galamsey pit at Wassa, Donkwa, in the Amenfi West Municipality of the Western region.
The incident occurred on Saturday, February 28, when the family went in search of firewood near an abandoned illegal mining site that had become dangerously waterlogged, a local source told City News. According to the source, the 3 boys, led by their 14-year-old elder brother, returned ahead of their mother after gathering firewood. On the way back, they stopped at the pit and entered the water. Their mother, upon arriving and seeing her children in danger, attempted to rescue them but also got into difficulty. The bodies of the 4 family members were later recovered by the Asankragua Divisional Police and deposited at the morgue of the Catholic Hospital. The Public Relations Officer of the Western Central Police Command, ASP Beatrice Texan, confirmed the incident and said investigations are ongoing. She added that detailed statements will be issued in due course.
Now, away from that story, we move to the business desk, where the Ministry of Finance has announced the expiration of the restriction on new domestic bond issuance, bringing to an end a 3-year restriction restrictive measures introduced in 2023 at the height of Ghana's debt crisis.
According to the ministry, the 3-year restriction was imposed in 2023 to prevent the government from issuing new bonds following the debt defaults that preceded the Domestic Debt Exchange Program, DDEP. The policy formed part of broader efforts to stabilize the domestic debt market and restore macroeconomic credibility after the restructuring exercise. The ministry noted that the development comes at a more favorable time for the economy. It stated that the expiration occurs at a time when inflation is low, investor confidence has improved, and the macroeconomic environment is strong, supported by a robust medium-term debt management strategy and significant buffers. Government also underscored its post-restructuring performance, stressing that since 2025, the government has honored every coupon payment and obligation under the restructured bonds, demonstrating its credibility, fiscal discipline, and commitment to responsible debt management. This track record, officials say, has been central to rebuilding trust in the domestic bond market. With the restrictions lifted, the ministry explained that the expiration of the restrictions paved the way for the government to drastically reduce its dependence on treasury bills to finance its budget and allows for the issuance of new longer-dated domestic bonds. Analysts suggest this shift could improve the maturity profile of Ghana's public debt and reduce refinancing pressures. Expressing appreciation to citizens, the statement added that President John Dramani Mahama's administration is once again deeply grateful to the Ghanaian people for their forbearance and cooperation during this difficult period, reaffirming its commitment to maintaining macroeconomic stability going forward.
Now, away from the business desk, we'll move straight to the international front, where President Donald Trump says he's decided to launch a war against Iran because it was the last best chance to stop the country's regime.
Speaking at the White House for the first time since attacking Iran, the president said the U.S. is continuing to carry out large-scale combat operations. The U.S. and Israel struck Iran on Saturday, killing Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. The Israeli military has since launched new strikes on Tehran. Earlier, new Iranian strikes were reported on a major gas plant in Qatar, where officials later said they had shot down 2 Iranian aircraft, 7 missiles, and 5 drones. Prime Minister Keir Starmer said the UK's decision not to join the US-Israeli strikes on Iran was deliberate, adding his government does not believe in regime change from the skies. And in Lebanon, the health ministry says Israeli strikes have killed 52 people. Israeli officials argue the response was necessary after Iran-backed Hezbollah fired rockets into northern Israel.
And that's how we end the morning in the Mega News at 6 bar. We're going straight to the Weather Center, bringing the weather and its updates for the next 24 hours from the MBN Weather Center in association with the Ghana Meteorological Agency. And now the weather in a summary for the morning. Early this morning, mix of fog patches were developed within the coastal, forest, and also hilly areas, resulting in reduced visibility. Thereafter, sunny conditions with periodic cloudiness will be derived across the southern Ghana during the afternoon hours. Towards late afternoon and into the evening, thunderstorms or rains may occur over parts of the middle sector, some inland coastal areas, whilst fairly dry and hazy conditions will dominate the northern sector and parts of the transition zones throughout the forecast period. Nationwide visibility is expected to range between 3,000 meters and 9,000 meters. Now, the weather for the next 24 hours, the coast a minimum of 25 and maximum of 33 degrees. Forest, 22 degrees minimum, maximum 35. Transition, 22 degrees minimum, maximum 36. Northern, 24 degrees minimum, maximum 39 degrees. And as a weather update for the next 24 hours, if there's any unforeseen change in the weather, we'll bring you up to speed with it. And the weather Date is brought to you in association with the Ghana Meteorological Agency. Now, before I take a look of the stories making headlines.
Government releases funds to clear 2025 rent arrears for security services. In business, government lifts DDEP-induced restrictions on domestic bond issuance. And on the international front, Trump says U.S. took last best chance to hit Iran as Qatar reports shooting down Iranian aircraft.
The news came to you live from our studios on the 10th Avenue Extension, Greater Estate, and live on our social media handles on MBN 360. My name is El Samuels. Up next is a sports update. Please don't go away.